All right, I'm not gonna lie. Low energy, high energy, a lot of mixed emotions. I had a long weekend in Arizona. I had a Tucson football game, and let's get to it. Sunday Night Football just ended. Chiefs Ravens. What a game. What a game. I just moved from my couch to this chair after watching football all day long. Feels really good just to have the NFL back, have Red Zone back, have it all back. I know it's week 2 and it was back week 1. It's just nice to have football all the way back. It's great. Let's get into the Sunday night game, which is obviously going to be the most talked about game of the whole entire weekend. Chiefs, Ravens. What absolute guts Harbaugh had at the end there. What absolute guts he had to get. He just went up to Lamar Jackson and goes, "Hey, do you want to go for it? It's up to you." It's a player's coach. That's a good coach. Harbaugh, an amazing coach. Unbelievable guts. Unbelievable stones. Great call. Well coached. I know that Chiefs fans are going to be freaking out because that defense is so bad, but Lamar Jackson's special. I know I poke fun at him for not being able to throw the ball past the numbers. Like, he can't throw a deep ball, but he obviously proves me wrong every single weekend. Look, the Chiefs are going to win the AFC West. They're going to make the AFC Championship game at the very least. Don't freak out. The defense is a problem. The offensive line looks good, though. And in 95% of the games, you're going to want to outscore the other team. Chiefs fans, don't worry. You're fine. You're fine. What a game, though. Got to feel good if you're a Ravens fan. If you're a Ravens fan waking up this morning after losing to the Raiders the way you did to win this game, got to feel good about your chances. Got to feel really, really good about your chances, especially in that hard division with the Browns, Steelers, and Bengals. Honestly, in that division, I'm all scatterbrained right now, but honestly, in that division, I could see any of the teams winning, even the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals impressed me today. Maybe not the Bengals. The Bengals really couldn't win, but you get the point. All 4 teams have a legitimate chance to make. They could all win 10 to 11 games. They all have a lot of really good pieces. But some other things. All right, let's go through it. Let's go through the NFL games today. Today for me, yesterday for you. Bengals, Bears. Bears defense looks so good, but the offense kind of just doesn't look like anything. I'm just surprised. I'm surprised that Matt Nagy just doesn't look good. Which, by the way, put a pin in this. Eric Bieniemy, everybody's talking about how he needs to be the next coach of USC, coach here, blah 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 blah. I think Eric Bieniemy, even though he's a sideline coach, wait for the final thought on that. I think that Patrick Mahomes and that offense could be coached by me, the dumbest person ever. Shout out to me, 19 on my ACT, dumbest person ever. I think that honestly, anybody could coach that offense and score 30 points, right? So for me, I'm sitting here going like, Eric Bieniemy, I don't really understand the hype around him. I don't like, what does he do that's that special? He calls an okay game, not a great game. But yeah, the Bears squeaking out against the Bengals, almost choked it away. But the Bears are going to be really good. They could win the NFC North. Texans, Browns. I'm surprised that the Texans are better than this. I had the Texans winning a game this year. I'll be dang. They gave it to the Browns. They scared the heck out of them. They're really showing out. They look good. Rams, Colts. I was going to talk about this after the NFL scores, after I went through each game. The Colts are 0-2, and for literal no reason, I think the Colts could still make the playoffs, and I think that they are legitimately good. I think Carson Wentz is good. I think the offensive line, when healthy, which is a big when they are healthy, is the best offensive line. I think the defense is good enough, and I think they can make a playoff run even still. I think they've got so many good pieces. Pittman is so good. Taylor's so good. Hines is good. I still think the Colts are going to make a playoff run. And I feel bad they had an 0-2 start, but they are really, really talented. Bills, Dolphins, I told you. Tua is hurt, though. Can't really blame him. So I didn't really tell you. You got to score a point. I mean, you got so many weapons on that Dolphins team. You got to score a point, especially at home. Don't get embarrassed like that. Bills get tripped up in the first week against the Steelers, and then all of a sudden they come out and they win 35-0 against a really good defense. That's pretty dang impressive. It is a pretty dang impressive win. Then staying in that division, Patriots, Dolphins, 25-6. Patriots, I don't think they can win. I don't think they can win the AFC East, but I think they can make some noise and be close, like a 9-8 win team. We'll see. We'll see. Mac Jones is a rookie. They got a couple good running backs. I love Harris. I love James White. Defense is still a little iffy. I'm not really sure about it. Yeah, they've only given up 6 points to the Jets. It's the Jets. Jets are really bad. I thought they were going to take the next step. Everybody knows I'm a big Robert Saleh guy. I loved him. I wanted him to be the Lions head coach. Just stinks. Then 49ers, Eagles. Look, 49ers win 2 really close games. Trey Sermon got hurt. I didn't see where he's going to be or how hurt he was. But I still think Kyle Shanahan's the best coach in the NFL. I think he's the best X's and O's coach, easily in my opinion. And for them to win these 2 type of games where they have to grind it out at the end, look out for them. They're going to be tough, especially in that NFC West. Raiders 2-0. Hey, the Raiders are a real deal. Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, and the Chargers. There's so many good divisions. It's crazy. The AFC West, great. The AFC East, great. It's amazing. It's amazing this year. And all those teams could make a run at it. The Raiders, look, Derek Carr could be a top 5 fantasy quarterback by the end of this year if he keeps going the way that he's going. That's damn impressive. Saints, Panthers looked great, but you can't really count that game. Saints had 8 coaches out. 8 coaches. You can't count that game. You can't. Broncos, Jags. Okay, Broncos win, cool. Jaguars are really, really bad. Really bad. I was expecting for them to be a little bit better than this. I don't know what I was expecting, but they're really bad. Cardinals, Vikings 0-2. But they're going to be tough. And the Cardinals are 2-0. They're good. They're really good. I just don't know if they can win the I really hope they can win the NFC West. I just don't think so, especially what I'm seeing out of Seattle. I just don't think they can. Seattle, Rams, I just think that the 4th best team in the NFC West is the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're the 4th best team out here. Bucks, Falcons scared them, but really, I just think that Buccaneers just kind of fell asleep, and then they turned it on in the 4th quarter. Cowboys easily. Now, I think they're the pick to win the NFC East. They look so good. Chargers look a little overrated at times, but they're still pretty good. I got the Cowboys now winning the NFC East. Titans, they looked good today. They looked good in that second half. And the Seahawks, boy, if they could just give Russell Wilson just one offensive lineman to work with. I know they had a couple of injuries, but my gosh, he's unbelievable when he gets a little bit of time. But I think the biggest takeaways from the NFL, now I've gone through every single freaking game. Here's some takeaways. Chiefs fans are freaking out on Monday morning. Relax. You're totally fine. Ravens, even though you've had literally every single injury known to man, I still would feel really, really good about your team. And I think after that, I just want to say, I made the prediction Rams-Chiefs for the Super Bowl. I feel really good about my pick. I feel really, really good about my peak. Look, I'm exhausted, all right? I just got done. I just drove from Tucson, Arizona to Phoenix, Arizona. I had a long weekend, all right? You're lucky I'm even talking. Vlog coming out on Wednesday. It is a absolute mess. I'll talk about that a little later. But honestly, same old NFL. I wanted to make some predictions and tweet them out there. And this morning I was looking at the board and I legitimately said to myself, I can't convince. I went 1-2 today on my bets. I can't honestly put my finger on it, but it feels different. But at the end of the day, it's really not. It's really not. Chiefs, Rams, always bet on them. It's just crazy. Absolute craziness. And now that I've exhausted all of the NFL, tomorrow night, Lions, Packers, 0-1, 0-1 to see who's going to go 0-2. Tomorrow night, special live podcast on YouTube after the game. Live podcast after the game. I'll be tweeting out the link. I'll be really excited. Here are my expectations. We're at the end of the game. We're going to be saying one of two things, okay? And it's not going to be about the Lions, unfortunately. I think that's not going to be the national topic that everybody's going to be talking about. I think it's going to be either A, Aaron Rodgers is the MVP and he's back. He just had one bad week. Or the second thing is that he's clearly sabotaging the Packers and the Packers are going to suck really bad this year. I think it's going to be one of those two things, and I don't think there's going to be very much in between. And I'm predicting this is what here's my prediction before we do go into European Minute in college football. I'm predicting the Lions to win, honestly, and I think the Lions win 27. No, who am I kidding? I think the Lions lose 30-27, and I think it's just the classic Lions get screwed by the refs during a Packers game. I think it's just going to be a tale as old as time. A tale as old as time, right? That's the saying? Tales, whatever. You get the point. You get the point. Okay, European Minute. Are you ready to go? Let's see if I can do it. It's my favorite segment. It just breaks it up. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. European Minute. Chelsea playing Tottenham today. As a Chelsea fan, I had low expectations. Going into Tottenham, you sit there and you're gonna like, oh, we're going to win 1-0. 3-0. 3-0. Manchester United looks really good. Chelsea looks really good. Liverpool looks really good. I think if you're an English Premier League fan, I think you are going into the season saying to yourself, this could be one of the best Prem years in recent memory, because I think all three teams are playing at such a high level that I think at the end of the year it's going to be those three, and I think it's going to be neck and neck all year round. Next weekend is my favorite golf tournament, second favorite golf tournament behind the Masters, obviously, third after the John Deere Classic, third favorite golf tournament, the Ryder Cup. I got the Americans winning, but I think it's going to be closer than what it needs to be because Bryson DeChambeau causes a lot of locker room problems. I'm a Brooks guy and DJ guy. Screw you, Brooks. Whoa. Screw you, Bryson. Wow, I went over the minute. Whoa. That was an all-time slip-up. Wow. Do not cut that. Do not cut that. Can't believe I said that. That's embarrassing. All right. NCAA football. As you guys know, I'm doing a lot of college football games. Last Saturday, I went to the Northern Arizona game, and to be honest with you, I was expecting an absolute beatdown. Arizona was 25-point favorites going into the game. 25-point favorites going into Northern Arizona, and they lost. But what was crazy was I was talking to Arizona fans there, and they kept saying that as bad as this was and as sad as they were, this was not the worst Arizona football loss in their life. And I was shocked. But yeah, we tailgated very hard. You'll see some videos. I think it is... I've made 1,000 videos for this platform. I've made 1,000 videos, and I was watching the video this morning, editing the video, because I'm going to have it up on Wednesday. I cringed so hard at myself. It's unbelievable. It is one of the cringiest videos I've ever seen. I do my absolute best, but we tailgated very hard. Very, very hard. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun video. It makes me laugh, so I hope it makes you laugh. But to get into some college football games, Auburn and Penn State. I'm obviously going to the Auburn game later this year when they're playing Mississippi State. Auburn's good. The problem is that they have a really hard schedule, and I think that they're going to be a 2-loss team by the time we get there, and I think they're going to be a 2-loss team when they play Alabama. And I think it's one of those years where Alabama is good, but they're not that good to where Auburn wins that game. I'm making that prediction right now. Alabama looks so strong in that first half, and they just let Florida back in, and they almost screwed themselves. They were really close to screwing themselves over. So, but it's chaos. It's chaos this year because Clemson looked bad against Georgia Tech. 14 points? They look terrible. Ohio State looks terrible. Oklahoma against my Huskers, they looked bad. Spencer Rattler is overrated, and if I get one more Lions fan telling me they want Spencer Rattler, get out of here. Do not tweet at me. I don't think there's a single quarterback in this upcoming draft class that I really like right now, that I'm really gravitating towards, except for the ASU quarterback, Daniels. I like Daniels. I think he has a little bit more potential because he's more athletic than everybody else. But I'm not gravitating towards JT Daniels. Nobody's really, Sam Howell hasn't done it for me, even though he's a terrible offensive line and no weapons this year. Nobody's really doing it for me. I think Michigan and Michigan State this weekend really showed out. I know that Michigan played Northern Arizona. They played Northern Illinois and they scored 900 points. But that Michigan State game is going to be huge. Michigan State, I don't understand how they just completely reloaded in 2 years. I mean, Mel Tucker has done such a great coaching job there. It's unbelievable. I mean, they looked like world beaters. I mean, they looked great against Miami. Great. It's going to be a crazy year in college football. I think a lot of crazy things are going to happen. I know I've said this every single week. I think there's going to be, I don't know, I'm looking at the rankings right now. I think it's going to be crazy. I think somebody like Michigan State or Arkansas, somebody who's undefeated but kind of like hiding in the weeds, could make a run and make it to the college football playoff. And I think it's going to be absolute craziness just for it to be Alabama and Georgia in the national championship and Alabama winning. Like, as much as I'm hoping that Alabama doesn't make it, I'm hoping Auburn beats Alabama in that game. But I think we're going to have a college football playoff at the end of the year where it's going to be crazy and everybody's going to be yelling and everybody's going to be upset. And we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be, I think this is going to be the most fun college football year we've had in a long time. And I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. My current top four, though, I think number one, I got to go with Georgia. I think they've been really showing up. You got to count the Clemson game. I don't think Alabama looked good against Florida, but I have to go with Georgia, my number one. Alabama, number two. Oregon, my number three. And then for number four, you could really make the case for Iowa. You can really make the case for Penn State. I'm going to go with Penn State. I think Penn State's my 4, and Iowa my 5, and Oklahoma my 6. So that's my top 4 for right now. Let me know what you think. You could really make the case for a lot of teams on that 4 spot. You really could. All right, final thoughts. All right, I tweeted this out, and let me explain myself. I just want to explain my tweet. I guess this segment be called Final Thoughts. I have a dumb brain, like I said, 19 on my ACT, second try. Whenever I'm watching a football game, and if my coordinator is in the booth, calling the game from the booth and not on the field coaching, like face-to-face with the players, I assume that means he's a bad coach. I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but I assume, like, whenever I see a coordinator that's actually, like, talking to the players face-to-face after a big play or making a play call, like, I see Eric Bieniemy, like, making a play call on a sheet right there and then he's talking to Patrick Mahomes as he's coming off the field. That's when I tweeted it. I just feel like that means you're a good coach. Like a good X's and O's coach. Obviously, you can point to so many things and be like, no, Pierce, you're a freaking idiot. But it's just, look, it's a dumb brain thought. I think a coordinator is better when they're on the field than when they're in the booth. It's a dumb thought. All right? It's a very dumb thought. All right. To end the podcast obviously out now. It's also on YouTube, so make sure you watch it on YouTube and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Make sure you watch the vlog from the Colorado Texas A&M game. Monday night, when you're listening to this / watching this, live podcast after the Lions Packers game. Then Wednesday, I'm going to produce the vlog from the Northern Arizona game, which is something. I'm looking at the clips right now. It is something. I'll be honest with you. I am embarrassed already to even produce that video. It is something. But a lot of stuff coming out right now, and we got a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future. But for now, like and subscribe. Rate it on where you listen to podcasts, 5 stars. Share it with your friends. If I can make you laugh, I probably can make them laugh. So I appreciate you guys. God bless. Go Detroit Sports.